Good evening, Truro, how are we?
Hey!
Here we are in lovely Cornwall, the county town of Cornwall, no less. Not that it had much competition, did it? Let's be honest, they were never going to give it to Camborne, were they? Now I'm 49 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and as I've got older, I've started to assess and look back on my life at the little bits that happened, and it's funny when you're young and you're full of beans and you always think you're right, and I've looked back at my life and I've realised I was a bit of a fucking idiot. So I thought I'd tell you about a couple of times when I made my biggest mistakes in my life. Now when I was at school I was very short and fat, up until when I was 15 and then I shot up. I didn't get any taller, I just got on heroin. And then when I left school I decided I wasn't going to be that shy, quiet person. I wasn't going to be that shy, quiet person anymore, so I tried to put myself out there a bit more. However, there was one big hindrance to this, that in my teenage years, I used to smoke a fuckload of hash and weed. And that kind of inhibits your social ability somewhat. You know, now, my favourite hobby at the time was weekends, Friday and Saturday, I'd go out and I'd get pissed. And then the rest of the week, I'd jump in my car, I'd drive to the top of my road, I'd turn left, I'd turn immediately left again, I'd turn left again, and park directly behind my house, which is where we used to sit and get stoned. And it was here that I made one of my biggest mistakes. Now, before I tell you about that, let's jump back a little bit. So I'm just turning 17, I'm fresh-faced, I just passed my driving test, and my first vehicle that I had was a 1972 Volkswagen camper van, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Exactly, it's a lovely vehicle. However, there were pros and cons to it. One of the pros to it was the night I passed my driving test, we had 22 of us in it for a smoke. I literally opened the door and three people fell on the floor. They were crammed in the back like fucking sardines. But one of the cons to it is, it breaks down a lot, and your top speed is 63 miles per hour, downhill wind assisted. So after a while you kind of lose the appeal of that a little bit, so not being the sharpest tool in the box, I swapped my classic 1972 Volkswagen camper van for a knackered Ford Sierra, ladies and gentlemen. But not just any old Ford Sierra. Oh no, my Ford Sierra was two-tone. Red along the bottom and beige along the top. Now a lot of my friends had these really nice cars and they called them fanny magnets. Now if anything, my car was vaginal repellent, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and it was so bad. Let me give you a little story about that. One day I'd just gone and I picked up ½ ounce of weed, because like all good teenagers, we like to sell a couple of make out a little bit cheaper. So I've got 4/8 of weed and I'm driving down the A12 in Essex, and as if by magic all of a sudden, bang, both my rear quarter panel windows just flew out. Like the worst fucking Bond car ever. We laughed about it, we were stoned. It was funny until I pulled off the A12 and there was a police car there. They obviously saw me, they saw my two friends in the car with me, they saw no quarter panel windows, and they decided we must have stolen the vehicle. So they pull up behind us, the lights go on, the sirens go on. I'm like, fuck! I turned to my mate, I said, where should I hide the weed? My friend said, John. He said, don't worry, stick it down your pants. So I said, yes, I've got it, I've shoved it down my pants. And I pulled over all confident now, and the police pulled me over and they got out, and there was a male policeman and a WPC, a female one. They got out, they got to the car, they said, you turn off your ignition, sir, would you please exit the vehicle? No problem, officers, I said. Turned the vehicle off, I opened the door, I stepped out, and as I stood up, it was one of my big mistakes. So I was wearing, it was the 90s, boot-cut jeans, and extremely baggy boxer shorts. So as I stood up, I felt a bag of weed slide down the inside of my leg, and into the footwell of my car. Fuck! Shit! So then I step out, and I feel another one go down the inside of my leg and onto the floor. Third step, one more, and then the fourth step, the final bag fell down. So now I'm in the police car, and I'm, for want of a better term, absolutely shitting myself. I can see 3 bags of weed, 2 by the side of the car, one near the boot, and the other one's in the footwell. And I'm sat in the police car, giving him my details. And I must have been bright red, I was sweating like a pedo in a playground, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm looking at them, and I'm trying to gesture to my friends by the power of my eyes. I'm like... And for some reason, I might be telepathic, my friend actually understood what I was talking about. And the hero that he is, he went to the footwell and he grabbed it. And he's gone round to the boat and he's grabbed that one and he's hidden them. But he couldn't get to the other two because at that time, the WPC was checking my tyres. And she's walked down and she's kicked one of the bags. She hasn't seen it. She checked my front tyre and it was fine. She's turned round. She's walked towards the back of the car. She's grazed past the second bag. Checked my tyre and it was fine. She still hasn't seen it. Am I going to get away with it? No. Then she saw it, she picked it up. I'm like, oh fuck. What am I going to say? She came over to the car. She went, excuse me, sir. She went, would you care to tell me what is this, please? And I said, I know not of what substance it will be. I've never seen such a thing in my life. Is it perchance mixed herbs? So I got arrested. But I couldn't prove it was mine, so I got away with it. Hey! So I jumped back again. I'm parked behind my house with two different friends this time. We're sitting there and we're getting stoned. I had 8 of the finest soap bar money could buy. I went, inevitably, throughout the night, come to that time where your stomach starts rumbling and you're a bit peckish and you get the munchies. So normally what we do is drive up to the local petrol station, stock up on chocolate, Dr. Pepper and whatnot, to go back, park directly behind my house again and carry on the evening. But on this occasion I started the car, she purred like a really aged kitten. Put it in gear, took the handbrake off and the car stopped. Because, like all good teenagers, I was running on fumes and I'd run out of petrol. Never fear, I was a Cub Scout in the 80s. I've got a petrol tank in the back of the car, petrol can, so I go and get it out and I walk to the petrol station. It's not far, only about 5-6 minutes away, and I've put £1.50's worth of petrol honestly into the petrol can and I walk back to my car. And I get there, my friend says, John? I said, yes. He said, chuck us your hash, I want to skin up. I said, that's it. You get in the back seat and roll yourself a fat one, mate. So he jumps in the back seat and he starts rolling one up. I go to my petrol tank and I open the can up and I open my petrol tank up and I pick up the petrol can, and it's here I realised I didn't have the fucking hose that goes on the side of it to pour it into my car. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Thinking, never fear, I thought. My interior door panel is a little bit loose. So what I'll do is rip some of it off and form a funnel out of it. So I took a bit off and I bent it into a U shape and I started pouring the petrol in. Now I'd estimate probably 35 to 40% of the petrol actually made it into the tank. And the rest of it went down the side of the car, on myself and all underneath the car. My friends stood in the back, skinning up. My other friends over by a bush having a piss, and I think, I'm going to set fire to this bit of door frame and I'm going to throw it at it. So that's what I do, I light it and I fling it at him. He sees it coming, jumps out of the way, drags it out with his foot and kicks it back at me. I jump over it, goes under the car, woof! Engulfs itself in flames, the back end of the car. Me and I'm like, fuck, we leg it! We're running, we've got about 10 metres away from here. Help! Help! My friend's in the back seat and the child lock's on. So we run back to the car, we open it up, we get out, we all leg it. Now I know what you're thinking, why are you running away? I'm 49 years old, we grew up on the A-team. We know fully well if there's a fire, any car within any near vicinity is going to fucking explode. So you run away. Then we think, no, we can't just run away from this situation, we've got to deal with it. So we walk back, we don't run back. We walk back, and by the time we get back to the car, there's just a tiny little flame down in the back wheel. Now the car was on a little hill. All we had to do was take the handbrake off. That was all we had to do. Did we do it? No. What we done was run to my friend's house and fill up buckets of water. And by the time we got back there, the whole back end was engulfed in flames and the car was beyond saving. Fucking, what a terrible decision. And the worst part about it was, the next day we were genuinely moving house, me, my mother and my brother, and I was the only person in the house with a car. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what's a bit more, but we all kill me for one another. Thanks very much, guys.